Hey everybody, and welcome back to another video on Marvel Contest of Champions. It's been the past few days. I've been suffering from the flu, and it's been pretty hell. I wanted to make more videos. I genuinely wanted to continue the streak of uploading pretty consistently because it's been a lot of fun, and a lot of people have tuned in, and I appreciate every single one of you who have checked out a video since then. But the flu just made it impossible to record voiceovers or just talk in sort of a live commentary setting like I am doing right now. Point is that I'm doing better now, and I wanted to do this video sooner because, well, if you look at the channel, we are currently, 230 subs in. Once again, just absolutely incredible stuff. Just thank you so much for all the support. This was going to be an 100 sub special account tour. Now, to get into it, here's what the account's looking like so far. Right now, we just kind of have a lot of 7 stars. We have a good chunk of rank 4s, I believe. If we sort it out to the specific amount, we have about 14 rank 4s. We have 20 rank 3s, and obviously the one rank 5 being Mr. Knight, Mr. Moon Knight. Currently, the profile is sitting at a 5.2 million hero rating with not that good of prestige. 28.2k is could be a lot better, so hopefully in the coming weeks we can go to 30k and we'll look even sharper. Honestly, what's so surprising about this count is just how long it's been around for. I mean, I rock around with this title currently because it's my favorite one. I am hoping to get the legend title relatively soon after I do all the Karina challenges, but as you can see, I logged in during the anniversary week when this count is at least 10 years old. It's I believe 11 years old, funny enough, so it's really cool to know that this account's been around for so long. Obviously, I didn't play consistently for 11 years because that would be insane if I did. My account would be so much better by that point, but I digress. So I guess we start off with a tour of maybe the 1 stars. Here, most of them are maxed out due to the 1-star events that come around in December. Just, get as many points as possible. You'll notice that unfortunately that some 1 stars are currently unavailable. I don't have Wolverine or Iron Man or Spider-Man, and that's unfortunately due to the fact that I think I sold my champions back in the day, which is not a good look. Obviously, you can't sell your champions anymore nowadays, but yeah, if you're a collector like how I am currently sometimes when it comes to certain champions that don't cost a crap ton of money to get, yeah, I do miss the fact that I probably had a lot of these 1 stars at some point, but now they're all gone. So, moral of the story, don't sell your champions, even though you can't do it anymore. You'll regret it later. And then 2 stars, a lot of them are, maxed out due to events and whatnot, but some of these maxed out 2 stars are kind of more significant because those were ones that I used a lot in Arena. For example, Stark Spidey, Wolverine, X-23, Star-Lord. I think Ant-Man was maxed out on my own. But yeah, a handful of these 2 stars I maxed out because I was grinding the 2 to 3 star arenas every single 3 days back in 2014, 2015, I think. It was back when characters like Nightcrawler, Gambit were coming out, so it was diving into the X-Men roster. I would farm for the featured 3 star. So that's what I would constantly always go for. I mean, my 2-star Deadpool wasn't even fully maxed out yet, but I used him a crap ton. I used Wolverine. A lot of these guys that aren't fully maxed out but pretty high in the power index, I used a lot. And I would score about 3 to 4 million points every single arena. Because obviously I didn't have a good enough account to do anything higher like the 4-star arena, so I just never tried it. Here we have the 3-star champions. They're a lot easier to kind of tell who you ranked up because you hardly get these guys as a event. You don't get a free maxed out 3-star nowadays. But as you can see, a lot of these maxed out champions are kind of old school. I mean, Civil Warrior's on here for some reason, and old school Ghost Rider's on here. But a lot of these champions were used for arena grinding. Deadpool, I think, was not my first maxed out 3-star. I'm pretty sure that goes to either Wolverine or Doctor Strange. And you could tell it's old school because Captain America World War II is also here. He was really good back in the day. and that was just due to the fact he had high block proficiency. High block proficiency was actually something that people really wanted and was like a sought after ability. So that's really funny. But yeah, like a lot of these champions, like the Nightcrawler, like I said, once I got him, I ranked him up really quickly because I thought he was really cool back in the day. Same goes for Loki. I grinded for Loki. Civil War Black Panther as well. I think Voodoo and Ghost Rider, Iceman for sure, and Gwenpool. Like a lot of these guys were just one in the arena. And obviously over time they've been awakened and duped a ton because we opened up crystals. But I mean, it's been cool kind of looking back on this so far. Obviously, Mr. Knight, he's way in the future. I did that rank up recently, so that doesn't matter too much. Although I am wondering why this is pulsating. Do you see how this one's pulsating? So is this one. Why is that? That's weird. I don't know why it's telling me to equip a relic. I do want to mention with this 3-star Deadpool, before we move on to the 4 stars, that this guy is, he's maxed out on the signature ability. Back in the day, I did a Realm of Legends. I tried to do a Realm of Legends run with a 3-star Deadpool. I recommend to not do that unless you are willing to spend 20 minutes on the Winter Soldier fight. However, I was really proud of that fight because it was like over 1,000 hits. I don't know why that's significant to me, but I think just because it's nostalgic, I'll always kind of think about it, and I think it's kind of fun to look back on. So there's that. Maybe I'll have a screenshot pulled up here. I don't know if I will find it. And for those who are wondering, my first ever 3-star was an old school 3-star. It wasn't any of these newer champs. Actually, it was probably Wolverine. It was Wolverine. Wolverine was the first 3-star I got on this account. On to 4 stars. Now these ones, it's a little harder to tell which one got ranked up recently and which one didn't. Kitty Pryde's up here, the Magic's up here. Well, Magic I actually had before she got reworked. She was high leveled already. Hercules is up here, he's not supposed to be there. Mr. Knight's supposed to be up here, he's, if we're looking back, they're just not supposed to be there. But yes, like I said earlier, Hulkbuster was my first ever 4-star. If I have a screenshot, I'll pull it up here. I might not, so I'm sorry, because this will look really embarrassing if I don't. But yes, Hulkbuster was my first 4-star. At the time, he was kind of bad. He was very mid, so wasn't proud of that one. Definitely did not enjoy that. But, you live and you learn. I mean, now we're at a point where Hulkbuster's actually kind of decent, but I don't have to worry about 4 stars anymore. But yeah, a lot of these ones probably won't get leveled up anytime soon. I mean, a handful of them are, because it is fun to grind arenas sometimes when I have the time. I don't have the time anymore, so we'll see. Maybe in the summer I play arena, but I'll probably do a lot more things in the summer than just play arena, so we'll see. But yeah, a lot of these guys I still kind of enjoy using. What's fun about the arena grind is you're able to use champions that might not be 7-star like available yet, so Taskmaster, for instance, is really fun to use. The regular Moon Knight's pretty fun to use sometimes in certain scenarios. I didn't have Human Torch for a while, so finally getting him as a 7-star is kind of helpful. The Punisher, of course, is really fun to also try out now that he's reworked a little bit. But yeah, like the 4 stars are not that crazy and special, so let's just move right on to the 5 stars. Now, you could tell the 5 stars are kind of, they're, a lot of progress hasn't been made on them. Truth be told, after the 5 stars came out and like the 6 stars were being introduced, I kind of stopped playing. I had other things to worry about in life, so I just, I put the game down less and less. So it's easier to tell who was my first 5-star and up. And that would be regular OG Black Panther right down here. Surprisingly, he never got taken up past rank 2. Probably because it was really hard to get, these materials back in the day? Yeah, this one in specific, the tier 4 class catalyst, crystal catalyst stuff. It was just really hard to get that, so never really got them, unfortunately. I did, however, now that I'm in the present, I maxed out Quake because obviously we're never gonna get her as a higher rarity than 5 stars, so might as well mess around with her maxed out sometimes whenever I would like to. So that's why she's up there. Deadpool's up here because it's Deadpool once again. I kind of like having the Deadpool champion like maxed out, and that's the goal for the 7, well, not the 7, the 6 star, but we'll see. That's a lot of materials to put into a 6-star at this point, so might have to take a back burner on that. And obviously Hercules is up here because it's Hercules, so no need for a further explanation there. It's unfortunate that I did not play this game a lot during the 5-star stage because 5 stars were super slow in the live series back then. You'll see a lot of these guys just aren't being used. They weren't being used back in the day. I was still very hung up on using my 4 stars, so that's the unfortunate thing. Now on to 6 stars though. Who was the first 6-star, you might ask? Well, it was actually Spider-Man Supreme, who I think personally, as a first ever 6-star, that was a pretty fun pull. That was a fun pull to get. He looks cool visually. His playstyle is kind of fun. He is a little bit weak, obviously, because it's the Spider-Man variant, but still, it's a cool-ass Spider-Man, and as someone who came back to the game, pulled the Symbiote Supreme Spider-Man, or Spider-Man Supreme, I was stoked. I was ecstatic. I was like, he looks so cool. I can't wait to use him. I did use him, but then I got better champions, like the Stark Spidey and the Hercules once again. He kind of took over the account once. Whenever you get Hercules, just assume your account's being taken over by him, so that's what he did. I also got Iceman for a good while. I used him a crap ton. CGR was really good to get as a 6-star. He was used a lot. Mr. Sinister near the end was used a lot because he's just busted no matter how low leveled he is. As you can see, he's only rank 4, but he cleaned house, so it didn't really matter. Spider-Woman eventually we got, and then Jean Grey. Like, we got a lot of these champions. You'll see that we currently have 7 stars of. I didn't have 7 stars of them for a long time, like specifically Spider-Woman and Jean Grey were champions I sought after so much in the Titan pulls, but I just never got lucky. Nico was on there for a little bit as well, but then I think I pulled her in early January, so then I was like, okay, now I just need Spider-Woman and Jean Grey, which I never got. I never got those 2 champions out of the Titan. It took until they fell into the basic for me to grab them, so that was terrible. I digress. Hyperion was also someone I used a lot during my my 6-star days. So a lot of these champions that I currently maxed out, you actually don't really see a lot of. I will say, when I returned to the game, Mr. Knight just released, and his release crystals were being featured, and I opened one. I opened just one, and I managed to pull the 6-star featured Mr. Knight, and that was the moment I thought to myself, you know what, I'll come back to this game, I'll try it out, I'll pick it back up again, and it's been like that ever since. So now we're finally at the end of the star ratings. We're finally at 7 stars. Who is the first 7-star, you might ask? Well, I don't really use him often anymore, but that would be Professor X. Professor X was my first ever 7-star. He has his uses for sure. I think you need his awakened ability on him to make him actually kind of useful, so I don't use him often, but he was pretty fun when I did have him. It was Professor X, and then later on it was Spider-Ham was my second 7-star. It was actually a pretty good 7-star to this day. He's rank 3 up there, and he just got awakened recently, so I mean, pretty good stuff, honestly. And then I guess for those, since we're now in the newer stages, who was the first Ascended champion I pulled? It was obviously Lizard, but that's to be expected. Pavita and Lizard were just guaranteed. I think the first ever Awakened champion I pulled was... oh boy, how am I forgetting this? I think it was Kingdred. It was either Kingdred or Sasquatch. I pulled somebody, and then I immediately went to open my duper box, my super duper box. Then I got Hitmonkey, so it was kind of back to back. I got 2 Ascended champions the same day, but yeah, one of them, it was either one of these Mystics. Pretty sure it was Sasquatch though, because I was like, oh, that's kind of fun, but it wasn't really like anything to scream about or be happy about. That's why I didn't really care. But yeah, no, finally here at the end of this tour, I still have a long way to go. I'm still a rather small account. For as long as this account's been around for, it's still rather small, and that's just to be expected for someone who's taking breaks in between this game. But as you can tell, I'm currently in the process of doing the Karina challenges. I have one rank 5 already. I'm on my way to my 2nd and my 3rd, and once I do that and I complete 9.4, I'll be sitting at Elder title, not difficulty. I'm right there to being like endgame once again, so I'm not exactly far behind. And for those who noticed, I actually pulled Doctor Strange and Heimdall recently. There will be a video discussing that, actually. I won't say too much, other than the fact that I got both of them on the same day, and they're both rank 3 now. So, yeah, that'll do it for the tour. Obviously, first ever rank 5 is Mr. Knight. If you want to know the first ever rank 4, who was the first rank 4? That is a really good question. It might have been Captain Britain. I did pull her before all these like banquet or super rare rewarded champions like Paviter and Spider-Man. It might have been between these two. Either Paviter or Britain were my first ever rank 4s. So let's just leave it there. But yeah, that'll do it for the little tour. Sorry for the rather non-excited or entertaining video. A lot of rambling and talking, but like I said, it's just been hard to do anything in terms of editing because I've been sick with the flu. But now that I'm feeling better, hopefully I can get back on track. Hope you guys all enjoyed this video. If you did, be sure to like and subscribe. As always, it means a lot. Let's get to 300 subs, because that would be absolutely mind-blowing. I'll talk to you guys next time, though. Take care. See you around.